Hi guys, what I'd like to talk to you today is about life after bodybuilding, and for maybe for the older guys and girls out there that are either been training into fitness all their life, or they're getting to an age where things are starting to get hard for them. Unfortunately for me, life struggles have hit me a bit prematurely, so I've had to adapt. For those that you know, obviously with the accident and the illnesses, if you don't know about that, you can see about that on the other part of my channel. Obviously after the ordeal that I've gone through this year in February, I'm still on the road to recovery. I'll be shooting some more training videos for you in the future. I'll be showing some diet videos, supplement videos also. I'm in the UK at the moment for seminars and personal training workshops that I've been doing, but I'll be going back to Cyprus on Saturday and continuing the life over there and the rehab that I'm on with. One thing I have noticed in the gym since I've been back in there is it probably isn't happening, it's probably mentally in my own mind, but some other people might be experiencing this or can relate to this. But when you're used to obviously being a certain size and a certain condition, when I was ill at the start of this year, when I was in hospital, I lost literally 4 stone, just under 40 pounds in 6 weeks in intensive care. Obviously I was lean before I went into hospital. I was around about 10% body fat, so out of that 4 stone obviously I didn't have the fat to lose, so obviously I did lose a hell of a lot of muscle. One thing I can tell you is muscle memory is definitely not a myth. I can actually go into the science behind that with the nuclei and things like that, but maybe I'll save that for a different video. After coming out of hospital, I have managed to put around 1.5 to 2 stone back on. It fluctuates with water retention due to the medication that I take. But obviously the biggest thing I've noticed is the amount of weight that I lift. Obviously with the illnesses, even before the accident, I was never lifting super heavy as I could, but not that heavy. Definitely nothing like I used to lift back in my 20s. Like I say, I've been training for 28 years now, so you know, I've had them years in my early years where I've been banging the big weights around. You know, it feels awesome, it feels great, but just a little message to the younger guys out there, it will catch up on you. You know, your joints will feel it at the moment. I mean, I've got a pec tear that I'll always have. I've got shoulder problems. When I try to do any sort of pressing movements, I get really bad pain in my shoulders. Biceps sometimes play up. It's just one of those things, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. In my opinion, there's 2 choices. You either give up or you adapt. I like to think the smart ones are, I consider myself one of the smart ones. I've adapted to the new style of training, so now I lift more time under tension, stricter negatives, just stricter form, squeezing, trying to stimulate the muscle in different ways, and obviously keeping diet very, very strict. What works for you in your 20s doesn't necessarily work for you in your 40s, and probably not in your 50s and 60s and so on. A lot of bodybuilders struggle with so to speak the ending of their career, or the back end of their career, when they're no longer at the peak and they can't do the things they used to be able to do. But I'd like to just go on record now and say there is life after bodybuilding. Obviously there's been people at different levels, but I've been as strict as anything all the way through my life. I've been training 28 years now, and probably for the last 20 years I've made sure every meal's at a certain time, trained on certain days, certain body parts, always trained as intense as I can. Do I feel like I've wasted my life? No, not at all. Would I do it again? Hell yeah. But now is the time for me to adapt, because I do not want to stop bodybuilding. I believe I've still got a little bit more in the tank, and I can get my physique to a better level than it is now, especially once my illnesses calm down, and basically I can hopefully get into the gym a little bit more, but I won't be lifting heavy weights. I'll be just stimulating the muscle, listening to my body, and just trying to work around it basically. That's the physical side of it, but there's also the mental side of it, which I think is a lot harder than the physical side. Many bodybuilders I've seen, even professional bodybuilders, just drop off the radar just because they can't be as good as they used to be. One person that I take a lot of inspiration from, and I don't think too many people replicate this, is Dorian Yates. If you ever look him up now and see what he's up to, he's totally content with who he is today. Looking at him, you know, he's in great shape still, he looks fit, he looks healthy, but obviously he's nothing like the mass monster he used to be back in the 90s. And he doesn't want to be. He's happy and he's content and he's enjoying life. And I think that's what it's all about, guys. You know, enjoy life. You only live once. So, you know, it's great to be dedicated to your sport, but always make time for your family. Look after your body, you know, watch them joints. If you get any pains, get some physio work done to them. You know, don't ignore aches and pains because they will get worse. You know, some of the pains I have in my shoulder just prevent me from doing any chest work at all at the moment. You know, delt work's hit and miss sometimes. I can even have bicep problems. All over really. And that's without even going into the sort of illness side of things that prevent things. But like I say, we just got to adapt, do what we can. And I think the hardest thing is the mental thing. Obviously, when you're used to being the person you was before. I mean, I'm not in bad shape now, but I'm nowhere near like I was when I was in my prime, or even 12 months ago before the accident, you know, before I lost the 4 stone, a lean 4 stone. So it does take time to get your head around that, especially when you're in the gym. It does tend to be an ego place. You'll see, you know, now you've always seen all these lads walking around all jacked up, looking great, looking full, big, strong. You know, I wish nothing but good health to them. I hope they can carry on through the whole career. I consider myself fortunate to be here training still after 28 years. You know, still in the gym, doing what I like to do and enjoying it. And obviously I'm still on the road to recovery, so, you know, I will look a lot better, but I'm not going to dedicate my whole life and make the sacrifices that I used to make before, you know, to get there. So, you know, for me, family's number one, enjoying life's the number one also, and then, you know, training's more therapeutical. I'm basically gonna just try and stay lean and more shapely now, and just see what comes of that, and I'd like to basically help others. So for those that you don't know, I am available for online coaching. Everything I do is bespoke. I've got the 28 years experience, I've got competitive experience, I've placed top 3 in every single show that I've done. You know, I've prepped people for sure, so I know how different bodies work. What I would say is be careful of some of the online coaches out there, guys, that they basically copy and paste plans to each, you know, to different people, the same plan. The ones that take on hundreds and 200 clients at a time. You know, how can you give attention to that many clients? You know, personally, I like to keep my client base really small, so I can personally keep an eye on them, speak to them every day if I need to. Some need more attention than others. On some of my packages I also do video consultations too. So if anyone's interested in that, find me on Facebook, Andrew Torres or Andy Torres Athlete. I've got 2 pages you can find me on. I'll leave a comment below here and I can always get back to you. And you know, we'll see what we can do. Yeah, it's like I say, the main thing's the mental game. You know, you've got to understand that you're not now what you was when you was younger. So once you accept that, you know, drop the weight slightly, train around any injuries, and just keep consistent. That's the best advice that I could give to people that are coming towards the end of their career. Although I'm only 40 years old, prematurely, you know, my career has been cut short. My last show was in 2014, and I've no desire to stand back on stage again or bulk up to any ridiculous heavyweight. So I'm just going to stay nice and lean, keep healthy, have a good diet, and trying to help as many people as possible. Yeah, so we'll leave it on that one, guys. Maybe food for thought. You know, enjoy your sport. You know, give it all the dedication you've got, but you know, find time to live too. You know, find time for your families. You know, it is a very selfish sport, so you know, try and be aware of that. You know, but just keep enjoying it, keep lifting, but be aware of your limitations. Okay guys, I'm going to keep this one short now. I think I'm starting to babble on a little bit, so like I say, I'm in the UK now till the end of the week. I'm just be doing seminars on supplements and diet, and training workshops for advanced PTs to help them with their clients. So back to Cyprus for me on Saturday. Maybe warm up a little bit, get back into the gym there, and you know, get some sweating going on in the old 40 degrees heat. We'll try and bring another training video to you soon, an update video. I'm probably not as lean as I was on the last one, but you know, the weight's coming back on now slowly. As the medication's starting to drop, it won't be eating into my muscle as much now, so I should at least be able to maintain and take it from there. So we'll leave you on a El Toro bicep, even though it's not so big, but we don't care because there's more to life than bodybuilding. And we'll catch you on the next video. See you later, guys.